Right, what's going on then? Right, hello, mic check, 1 2 1 2. Right, so welcome back to what is the name of the podcast? Araf Says Stuff. It's been a while, you know. So welcome back to Araf Says Stuff podcast. Oh, what a last couple of days! What a week! What a month! What a year! What a last couple of years, actually. It's been absolutely crazy here in China. Absolutely crazy. Some of you might know from my TikToks, we're in a lockdown now. We've entered a lockdown for about coming up to a week now. So I think Shanghai's been in lockdown for about a month and a half, I believe. And now we've just entered within a week now. So yeah, mad times, crazy times. I just wanted to hop on here, tell you about my current situation, where I'm at, what I'm up to, how I'm dealing with lockdown at the moment. Just for the people that are interested. And I haven't done a podcast for a while, so I thought, what perfect timing, what perfect opportunity. I've got a lot of time on my hands. So obviously, I haven't got that much time on my hands because I'm still working. I'm doing online teaching at the moment, so not a lot of time on my hands. But yeah, I just wanted to tell you about the current situation. Obviously, a couple of days ago. So basically, right now we're out 2 hours a day. We're only allowed out for 2 hours a day. Until tomorrow, we're not allowed out for every 3 days. So yeah, it's getting worse. The situation's getting worse. But at the moment, well, today's the last day. We're out for 2 hours a day, and I went out. I think it was a couple of days ago, and unfortunately, I wasn't even allowed in the supermarket. Yeah, that's how strict it is. So the problem with that is there's this new app called Linshin. So usually, to get into places, we'll show our green code. We'll use WeChat or we'll use Alipay. But these days, there's a new app called Linshin, and everywhere's only accepting that app. But there's a problem. The problem is foreigners can't get that app. It's not made for foreigners. So every time I try to go to a supermarket or before the lockdown, a shopping mall, it would always be quite difficult to get in because just trying to explain to them that I haven't got Linshin. Linshin's only for Chinese people, not foreigners, and some of them just don't understand why we can't get it. There's actually a paragraph on the Linshin app saying it's not for foreigners, so I screenshotted it and I usually show people when I walk in. Some of them are not convinced still, so they won't let me in places. But the younger generation are usually, we understand. Yeah, of course. Yeah, just show us the WeChat code or the Alipay code and you're allowed straight in. But some of the older generation are not so lenient like that, which is a problem now during lockdown because, like I said, a couple of days ago, I tried to get into the supermarket, to stock up and stuff because, well, from tomorrow, we're only allowed out every 3 days. So situation's getting a little serious. So I went in. I'll show you the video. I'll post the video now.
You can't go in because the government is.
So every day I cannot get food. Every day I can't get food. Every day I come here it's okay. Why go in? Cannot have Linshin. I cannot get it.
Yes, I know you can't.
So I have to go in though. I still have to go in. I have to use WeChat or Alipay. If government says you cannot get Linshin, government say.
I know you mean.
Government say I cannot get Linshin. So I have to use. So usually I come here every day. I use WeChat and I use Alipay to come in.
它都是用支付宝上的去进行的。打开那个支付，不是这个。各位顾客。
Absolutely fuming. I wasn't allowed in the supermarket, so I can't get any food today. It's because of this new app where you show it and it gives you a green code, so you're allowed in. But it's not for foreigners. Foreigners can't fucking get it. There's even a paragraph in there saying it's not for foreigners. So I'm showing her the WeChat one, that's a green code. I'm showing her the Alipay one, that's a green code. She's saying no, only the new app we're accepting right now, only the new app, the Lin Chin one. I was like, it's not for foreigners. It's not for foreigners. Read the app instructions or whatever. It says not for foreigners, only Chinese. So how can I get in? She says, well, you can't get in. Well, how can I get food? Well, you can't get food. It's pointless kicking off because that woman, the Chinese woman, helped me a lot. She helped me a lot. She tried to get me the app. Obviously, she couldn't because it's not for foreigners. She tried to let me in, get me to go in. She couldn't, obviously. So bless her, bless her. It's just the older generation here. It's really hard for them to understand some stuff with foreigners, which is understandable. So you can't kick off. The younger generation are all right. It's just some of the old people are stuck in the old ways. You can't teach an old dog new tricks. That they just have none of it. They don't understand when you're trying to explain to them. Obviously, I don't speak very good Chinese, but she was speaking to them in Chinese. She's fluent Chinese, the woman that helped me, and they were still saying no. It's just crap. Like, it's just crap. So that was the video, right? And I just want to explain a little about that video. So basically, I went to try and get in the supermarket to stock up on food, but I couldn't get in because I didn't have Lin Chin. A lovely Chinese woman in the queue tried to help me out, tried to explain to the member of staff, but they weren't having none of it. And it is obviously a bad situation that I can't get in and get food. But at the same time, you know, I don't blame anyone. I don't blame the member of staff. They're in like a lot of pressure, I couldn't do that job, you know, letting people in and out during a lockdown, who's got the code, who hasn't, you know, who's showing us just a screenshot of the code, not the actual code, you know, trying to sneak in. It's a really, really pressure situation, you know. And obviously they've been told, saying, if they haven't got Lin Chin app, don't let them in. Don't let them in. But they probably haven't been told that foreigners can't get it, so just let them in with WeChat. They probably don't know that, which obviously they don't know that. So I don't blame them. It's just a sad situation. But I was trying to think, like, why do they not know that foreigners can't get Lin Chin? And this is just a guess. This is me just thinking. Obviously in Shanghai, there's a lot of foreigners. So I'm guessing if they can't get Lin Chin, there would be some kind of announcement, or like they would be giving us some kind of card. I don't know this. I'm making this up, but this is me guessing. But in the city I'm in, I could literally count the foreigners like on my fingers. That's how many foreigners are here. Not many. So obviously I'm guessing they weren't advised on foreigners. Foreigners can't get Lin Chin, so let them in with the WeChat app or the Alipay app. They weren't advised. So when we come up rocking to the door, rowdy foreigners, well, I am anyway, they're probably sitting there thinking, yeah, well, you haven't got the code, you can't get in. I've been told if you haven't got the code, you can't come in, which is fair enough. But at the same time, I need to get in and get food. So that's why it gets a little heated sometimes, like in the doorway trying to get in. And I do feel bad for it if I never lash out, but I do feel bad if I get a little heated up and stuff. There's people in the queue, there's families and stuff. You don't want to make a scene, but at the same time, you want to get in and you want to get the food. It's only fair, you know. It's not my fault that I can't get the app. You know, somebody should have told you that foreigners can't get it and they need to get in and get food. So yeah, it's just a really tricky situation. I don't blame anyone, you know. And it's no one's fault. Definitely no one's fault. But obviously, it's just they need to go to the drawing board. Someone needs to go to the drawing board and say, well, there's a couple of foreigners in this city. Even if there's only one, we need to talk about it because they need to get some kind of food. There is other ways to get food as well. I think there's some certain places that can deliver some food. Obviously, the options are limited, obviously, because a lot of people are ordering from these limited places. So it's hard to get on there and order. So the best thing to do is to go to the supermarket yourself, see what's available. And that's what I try to do. It's going to get harder in the next few weeks because we're only allowed out 3 times. We're only allowed out, once every 3 days. And if I can't get in, then on that day I have to wait another 3 days. So the situation can get a little tricky. But there is a few supermarkets in the area. So if I don't get in one, hopefully I've got time within the 2 hours to go to another one and get some food there. So what I've been doing recently is I've posted a couple of videos on TikTok about just vlogging my situation here, what's going on, and I just want to address some of the comments, or answer some of the comments that I've been getting. So some of the comments are saying, obviously it's because it's a difficult situation being in lockdown anywhere. So obviously they're saying me in lockdown, and they're saying, oh, bloody hell, you're in lockdown again 2 years later. Why don't you just come home, back to England? Which is a fair point. It's a fair point. But I love it here. I love working here. I love my job. You know, I've got great students, great teachers. I've made great friends here. So I don't want to leave. Obviously, it's really hard at the moment, and I don't like the situation I'm in. But I just have to, just get on with it. It's hard, but I'm just going to have to get on with it. If every time something got hard, I just quit and give up and go away, then I'll never get anywhere in life. So, but I understand why people are saying that. And it's a fair point. It's a fair point. But I do enjoy it here. You know, the people are very friendly, very, very friendly. And like I said, the job I'm working at, it's a very rewarding job, actually. Teaching is a very rewarding job, and I've got a great bunch of students, great co-teachers, so I've got no reason to leave, unless the lockdown goes on for 2 years, another 2 years, then I might leave. But I'm sure it won't go on for that long. This is the fingers crossed. But yeah, it's just such a difficult situation. Lockdowns, they really are, especially here. They are a little more difficult here than back in the UK, because I did spend all of UK when I was in lockdown there. I spent the whole lockdown there, and as soon as things eased, I came to China, and now I'm in lockdown here. So I'm a lockdown genius. I love lockdowns. But yeah, it is hard, for me and for the Chinese people, for everyone really. It's just it's a very sad situation. But it's even worse in Shanghai. Shanghai's been locked down for a month and a half, and I believe they can't even leave the apartments or whatever they live, the house apartment. So yeah, I think that situation is a little more serious. So it's a bit more lenient here. We're allowed out for 2 hours until tomorrow. It'll be every 3 days. I just hope the situation doesn't get as serious as Shanghai, where we just can't leave at all, and we're getting packages to our door. That would be a bit of a nightmare. I enjoy my walks. I enjoy my drives around the city, because I live in a beautiful city. It's just all parks, trees. There's actually a really lovely park with a man-made beach. Absolutely gorgeous park. So yeah, there's a lot of countryside here, flowers, trees, it's just literally all parks, more or less all parks wherever you go, which is absolutely great. I love walking through parks, looking at nature. That's what it's all about, I think. But yeah, I don't want to leave because of that, because I absolutely love it here, and hopefully I'll stay here for a few more years, really travel China. It's something I've never done. I've never really traveled China, because as soon as I arrived here, in my second time around here, because obviously when COVID hit here, I went to spend COVID in the UK, and when I came back here, straight into lockdown, so I didn't have much time to travel anywhere. So hopefully after this lockdown goes away, I can travel China, get a real, good grip of it, looking at all the countryside, the mountains, go to Beijing. I've never seen the Great Wall of China. So yeah, there's a lot of great things here. So I really want to take advantage of me being here, because if I go home and get a job there, I'll probably never come back here. I'll probably never come here again. Not live here, probably come back on holiday, obviously, but not go to the UK, work, then come back here and work. I'll probably settle there, you know what I mean? Yeah, so, yeah, what a life I'm living at the moment. It's a mad life. Yeah, but that's it really. What's been happening lately? Just lockdown at the moment. I'm just trying to think what's the best thing to get through lockdown. A good thing is I'm still working, so it's keeping me sane. If I wasn't working, that would be a big problem, like, because what would I do? Locked in the house, can't really leave every 3 days. Just what would I just do? Dancing on TikTok, maybe? No, I don't dance. I don't know. Read, maybe. I'm not a big reader. I try and read as much as I can, but I'm not the biggest reader, like, I have to admit. But yeah, I might get back into reading if work stops. But the problem is work might stop for me very soon, because you see, my work is in a different city. They're in lockdown too, like I am now. But they've been in lockdown for, I think, a couple of months now, maybe up to 3 months now. They've been in lockdown, actually. I don't know how serious the lockdown is there. I'm not in contact with many people there apart from the school. So basically, I think they're coming out of lockdown soon, apparently. Some of the teachers were saying. So the school will open up. So that means online teaching will stop. And we've just entered lockdown. So if we go on for another 3 months in lockdown here, I can't probably work for 3 months. So I'll be out of pocket for 3 months wages. So if that happens, I wouldn't know what to do. I just hope the school give us, I don't know, like 50% or something, some kind of allowance to live on, to pay rent until we can go back. I'm not really sure how it's going to work. Maybe they'll try and do an online class from school. It doesn't seem realistic they'll do that, because obviously everybody will be back at school. There's foreign teachers there that live in that city. They'll be working there as well. So I'm not really sure if they'll call me, every day to do an online class. I'd like that, because, it'll be good to keep sane and teach and get paid, obviously, so I can pay rent. But I just can't see that being a likely story. But I hope so. I hope the online teaching continues when the school opens and we're still in lockdown. I hope the online teaching continues for my class and the teachers that are in this city. I hope that continues, because if it doesn't, I'm going to be begging on the street. Well, I can't even go on the street. I'm locked in. So yeah, let's fingers crossed. But yeah, I think the next few days, what I'll do is I'll just do maybe just keep myself entertained. Maybe make a few TikToks about what I'm eating during lockdown. Maybe what I'm doing, what I'm reading, for the people that are interested. Maybe share some of my experiences in China, some of the beautiful places I've been to. One of my favorite cities in the world is Shanghai. It's a shame it's in lockdown, because I really want to go back there. I really want to go to Shanghai for like a good 2-3 weeks and just really, go through the city, look at all the sights, because it is one of the most beautiful cities in the world, Shanghai. And one of the main reasons why I do like Shanghai is it's like London, New York, Paris, all these big cities, but it's like a fraction of the price. So it's like a normal price of a normal city, say in the UK, but it's like a main city like London, New York, Paris. It's got everything, the skyscrapers, the amazing restaurants, just everything you see on TV, but for a fraction of the price. That's the main reason I love it, because it's affordable. I can go on a lovely hotel with a roof on the top and just pay like £50, £60 for the night, which is obviously, if you go to a city like London with a pool on the roof, or I don't know, New York or wherever, you're probably paying hundreds, maybe thousands. So yeah, that's one of the main reasons I like Shanghai. It's one of my favorite cities. I've got some great memories there. So I'm hoping to go there, travel Shanghai, COVID, and really see what Shanghai is all about. I've been for a couple of days here and there, but I've never really stayed for that long where I can really, dig deep in the city. I also want to go and see Beijing. Beijing is a great city by the looks of it. It's got the Great Wall of China. I've watched a few documentaries about that. Looks absolutely amazing. I want to go there, take some pictures as you do, take some videos and just enjoy the sights. So yeah, there's so much stuff I want to do here, so I'm just not ready to go home. I know when I'm making videos, it looks a little hard at the moment because we're in lockdown. What do you expect? But I'm just vlogging because people like to watch. People like to see what I get up to. So yeah, I want to give it at least another couple of years. So hopefully lockdown will end soon, and I can really do a bit of good traveling around China and make some great videos for you to watch on here and on TikTok as well. So yeah, that's the story so far at the moment. We've just entered lockdown here, and I just hope it's not for long, but I'm sure it'll only be a few weeks. I've just jinxed it now. It's going to be 2 years. But I just don't want it to be so long because I don't want to go insane. I think last time when I went in isolation for 2 weeks, I couldn't leave my room for 2 weeks. I started talking to my shoes, and it's a very, very big problem when you talk to your shoes. But the biggest problem is when you're going insane is when your shoes start answering back. That's when there's some serious mental issues there. Serious problems. But yeah, it's not so bad now. It's a little different to isolation. When I isolated for 2 weeks, well, it was about 3 weeks actually. At least I've got my whole home here. I can go downstairs, walk around pardon me. What's in this? This is an Irish coffee. This. It's not even a coffee. It's a tea. What am I being? I am going insane. But at least I can go downstairs. I can go for a walk around the community. Not allowed to leave the gates, obviously, once every 3 days now for a couple of hours. But I'm allowed to walk around the community. I don't live in a big apartment, but it's decent enough to do exercise, to walk around. Not to run. You can't jog in here. You can't have an 11-a-side match here, but you can walk around. But every day I have to leave my apartment anyway because we've got a COVID test every single day. We have to do a COVID test downstairs. So yeah, that gets me out of the house, gets me some fresh air, and that I see some people. So there is some advantages to that. I get to leave the house, get some fresh air and stuff. So I'm not a fan of the COVID test. I don't want to go outside, do a COVID test every day, but who is? But it must be done, it is what it is, must be done. Like I said, gets me out of the house. But yeah, I just hope all this is over and done with soon. I've stocked up food for because I went to the supermarket today and I was allowed in actually. The person that didn't let me in wasn't there. Fortunately, there was a couple of young members of staff. They understood, they let me in, so that's absolutely great. So I've stocked up a little. I didn't buy too much because obviously there's families that need to buy food. They've got kids and stuff, so you have to be understanding, So I got enough. Maybe I'd say for a good 3-4 days, I've got enough food. So the next 3 days when I go out, hopefully I'll stock up for another 3 days, and I'll just do that. Stock up for every 3 days. If I stock up for like a week or something, somebody might not eat. So you need to be understanding. Yeah, sometimes I'm a good guy. My ex will disagree, but sometimes I'm a good guy. But yeah, I'll try and make a few more podcasts. If you like watching them, let me know if you like watching the podcasts, because that will motivate me to make some more during lockdown, especially if online teaching stops and I've got nothing better to do. I might make a podcast every day. Oh, unlucky for you. But yeah, that's it for at the moment, the situation. I don't want to make this very long for now. There's not a lot to say because I've just entered lockdown, but hopefully I'll have more updates in the next few days, and maybe within a week I'll make another podcast. So thank you very much for watching Araf Says Stuff podcast, and I hope I don't even know what to say. Thank you very much. I should rehearse the ending. Thank you very much for watching. Like, share, and subscribe. No, I don't like saying that. That's so cringy. So thank you very much for watching. No, don't say like. Thank you. Like it if you want. If you like it, if you don't like it, then don't like it. Thank you very much we will get there. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you on the next podcast of Araf Says Stuff podcast. Have a great day. Have a great future. And be kind. I'll see you later.